This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by WrestleCrate. WrestleCrate is a monthly pro wrestling-based subscription service, and each month, subscribers will receive a new pro wrestling-themed mystery crate. To go and subscribe, please go and visit their website at www.wrestlecrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrates. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome back to yet another edition of WWE Off The Script. This is episode number 71, part number 1 for your Friday afternoon. And you guys know when you see Off The Script in your sub boxes on a Friday, it's time to get the weekend started the right fucking way, man. Without question, like I always say week in and week out, this is the undisputed number one source for WWE news and rumors right here on YouTube.com. I want to thank you guys for joining me and for your continued support of what I do here on this channel. We are fast-tracking our way to 30,000 subscribers. So I want to thank each and every one of you for your continued love and support. If you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY 206. Best way to keep up to date on this channel and to interact with me, as well as Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you're not subscribed here, man, I have no fucking clue what you're waiting for. 5-star frog splash that motherfucker and subscribe for WWE news and rumors like nowhere else on YouTube.com. Now, one quick note, I am now partnered with Control Freak. If you guys need gaming accessories, I use Control Freak for the Xbox One. Great fucking product. If you guys want 10% off, please go and visit them. Discount code JD from NY. It'll get you 10% off anything on their website, man. So if you want to support me and the channel, go and do that immediately. All right, now, let's get into the news, guys. Dolph Ziggler, I reported last week about Dolph Ziggler might be leaving the WWE once his contract is up later this year. Well, a new report has provided details on what could be next for Dolph Ziggler should he leave the WWE when his contract expires in the upcoming weeks. As previously noted, Ziggler's deal runs out soon, and he's been looking into what his options are outside of wrestling for WWE. Dave Meltzer of F4WOnline.com and the Wrestling Observer newsletter has published a what could be next type of report for Ziggler. He writes, and I quote, regarding any rumors going around about Ziggler, his contract and leaving, this is the situation. Ziggler's contract does expire in a few months, and there are those close to him that have said he is at least considering what decision to make regarding his future that wouldn't include WWE. I've got no idea what he's going to do. Past the idea, he has talked with people about his options away from the promotion. There are also things he's written on Twitter that give the impression he's at least considering his options. He's been doing stand-up comedy as of late, but nobody has raved about his work there, and that's likely just to be a hobby. There is interest in him from both New Japan and Lucha Underground, and you know that TNA would do anything to try and get him. At the same time, nobody knows what the situation is long-term with Lucha Underground and TNA right now. The New Japan Ring of Honor combination that the Young Bucks and AJ Styles do, as well as doing other indies, maybe AAA big shows as well, and in particular the UK shows, he would do very well. He wouldn't make what he's currently earning in WWE, but if he could get a New Japan deal at the same level as Styles, he could probably do $350,000 to $400,000 per year outside of WWE, and that's also eliminating a lot of the road expenses, since on the indie scene his trans and hotel would be paid for. He would also have time for an outside entertainment career such as acting and comedy. Even though he'd work fewer dates, it could be harder on his body based on the fan demands of the high-level US indies and New Japan, even though he's always worked hard. He'll have fewer limitations and holdbacks in the ring, but in doing so, it often wears the body out faster. He's obviously going to be frustrated here because he's one of those guys who has always been more over with the audience than his push. And those kind of guys usually do well on the indies. Everyone has different motivations, but in checking around, we've heard nothing about him putting out any feelers with anyone. While no one knows for sure just yet what Ziggler is going to do when his contract expires, one thing is for sure, he has yet to resign a new deal with the WWE as of June 25th, okay? And this is when I'm recording it, June 25th. So no deal has been signed by Dolph Ziggler. Now, as the thumbnail says, retirement, okay? There were rumors going around that Dolph Ziggler was hinting at retiring after his WWE contract was over. And I think, and what I read into that, me being, dissecting his tweets and his Instagram, I think that has something to do with his next stand-up comedic gig, okay? I don't think Ziggler's retiring. What is he, 33, 34 years old? Still very young, in the prime of his career. I don't see Ziggler retiring from professional wrestling at all. There's too much money left to be made in wrestling for Dolph Ziggler. Whether that's with WWE, I hope so. I really wish WWE would wisen up and listen to the audience. It's not Daniel Bryan level, but Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw, no matter how terrible that show was, got the pop of the night. He was the most cheered individual on that show. And every time he comes out, you know you're going to get a quality match. You know you're going to get crowd reaction. You know fans are going to be into it. You know everybody that steps in the ring with Dolph Ziggler is always going to put on a great show. Ziggler should have more to show for what he has done for the WWE. It's a shame WWE has nothing for him. They got him with this Lana storyline. And it's fucking pathetic. I'm so sick of this storyline already and this angle that they're doing with Lana and Ziggler that I can barely watch it on TV. I have to look away. That's how pathetic it is, man. You want to build Lana up and take her away from Rusev. Already you're showing it's a mistake. Already you are showing it is a mistake. Now, it sucks that Rusev is out with injury, but Lana and Ziggler don't make any sense. I don't give a shit how big of a fan Vince McMahon is of Lana and how the crowd was chanting for Lana. Fine, let them chant for Lana. But you took her away from a class act, a #1 role for her with Rusev. Now she's with Ziggler, and I can barely stand to watch them both collectively on screen. It's sickening to me. It makes no sense. It's pathetic. It's beneath both of them. And WWE Creative, which I have a big story on this coming weekend about Creative and where they are mentally. You're not going to want to miss this weekend. I'm just over it, man. Hire me. Seriously, hire me and take me away from my pathetic bullshit job and let me run fucking WWE. Put me on the creative team. I got a bunch of ideas here that would make Monday Night Raw an instant hit. Okay? Seriously, and I'm not joking around. I would love to work on creative, throw ideas out there. But it all goes through Vince and Triple H, so my ideas would probably be fucking worthless anyway. But Ziggler, I hope he stays in WWE. I wish WWE would smarten up. I wish WWE would realize what they have in Ziggler. But I don't think that's going to happen, and I do see Ziggler leaving the WWE to make more money, to get his name out there, to do what he loves to do, and that is show off. And he can certainly show off with the likes of AJ Styles and everybody else who is big on the independent scene, whether it's Ring of Honor, New Japan, Lucha Underground, whatever, man. Ziggler's going to make his money, and I just hope it's with WWE. Do I think it's going to be with WWE? No, I see Ziggler leaving after his contract is up. Moving on, guys. WWE Superstar Tyson Kidd had successful neck surgery on June 24th. As previously reported right here on Off the Script, Kidd will likely miss up to 14 months of in-ring action following the procedure. Kidd suffered a neck injury during a non-televised match with Samoa Joe before a recent edition of Monday Night Raw. As previously reported, many backstage believe that it was a freak accident that caused the injury, and no one behind the scenes has pointed the finger of blame at Samoa Joe, which is good news. However, WWE Hall of Famer Bret Hart seems to think otherwise. Bret Hart, the uncle-in-law to Kidd, who is married to Hart's niece, Natalya, he also begs to differ. He's gone on record saying that Joe's muscle buster finish is reckless, dangerous, and that it is what caused the injury. The procedure that Kid had done was similar to the one that WWE Hall of Famers Edge, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Lita, and Superstars Rhino and the late Chris Benoit had, meaning that it was a fusion neck surgery. Natalya posted an image of her and her husband and current WWE Tag Team Champion Titus O'Neil on Instagram following the surgery. Now, I wish Tyson Kidd a speedy recovery. I want him back in the ring as soon as he is 100% healthy. Okay? This takes a very credible and a solid tag team away from the division on WWE television. But the elephant in the room, I know you guys are thinking of it as well. What happens to Cesaro? Has he been utilized since Tyson Kidd went down? Of course not. Is he going to be utilized? Probably not. This, again, falls into the same category as Ziggler. I wish WWE knew what they had with Cesaro. It is so easy to throw him into an IC title feud. It is so easy to feud him with John Cena over the United States Championship. Even though John Cena is going to lose the title to Kevin Owens at Battleground, you could even do Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. Something to keep the fans interested. Cesaro's too much of a beast to let waste away. Triple H is a supporter, right? Triple H loves Cesaro. It's either sink or swim with him. Now's the time. You can't let him sink. If I was in charge, Cesaro would be up in front, right there in the upper mid-card, man. He's got the potential to be a superstar. Vince McMahon seems to think otherwise, but, you know, that takes a very credible tag team away from the division. Eric Rowan has been injured as well. I got news on him this week, and he's going to be out 5 months. That also takes the Wyatt family away from the tag team division now. That's 2 big blows to the tag team division. But regardless of all that, Kid up to 14 months out. I wish him a speedy recovery, and I was just loving their work together, man. At first, I didn't like it, but they gelled so well, and they put on some damn good fucking matches early on this year on pay-per-view. So, Kid likely out 14 months. And finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script, since 2009, WWE had been holding its biggest live event of the summer, SummerSlam, in LA at the Staples Center. However, for the first time in more than 10 years, SummerSlam will take place in New York. The 2015 SummerSlam event will air live on pay-per-view and the WWE Network on August 23rd from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. My boy Justin LaBar is going to be in town, and I'm going to see if I can meet up with him and discuss SummerSlam. I will definitely keep you guys posted on that. As it has been doing since it took SummerSlam to Los Angeles, WWE will presumably hold many other festivities and events around the show's location the week leading up to the event, which I might just attend, by the way. A recent tease by Triple H on social media revealed that NXT may very well be invading Brooklyn during SummerSlam week. Triple H is the man in charge of NXT, and using the hashtag #FutureIsNow, accompanied by a picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, certainly hints towards NXT having a presence in this year's SummerSlam festivities. Beginning this year, NXT has taken itself on the road, holding numerous live events outside of Florida, where it tapes all of its programming. Following SummerSlam, NXT is even set to be part of a music festival in Sacramento, California. Let me tell you something. If NXT is in New York, I will be in attendance. I will be doing live reviews, live videos, live there. Not from my home in front of a television, fucking capturing screens from my television and making them my thumbnail, man. That's not what JD does. I'll be at NXT in Brooklyn, and I can't wait for this to be announced. If it is, JD will be there, man. Gonna be fucking exciting. And SummerSlam, I hope to be a part of SummerSlam. Gonna see if I can talk to my man LaBar, see if he's got the hookup, and JD can get into SummerSlam, man. I will definitely keep you guys posted on that this coming August. But that is all I got for part 1. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below of the biggest stories in part 1, especially the Ziggler one, man. Let me know what you think about that. And if you guys are not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, hit that subscribe button. Control Freak down in the description. Wrestle Crates down in the description. Go check those guys out. Great supporters of the show, and I appreciate all their hard work. Part 2, guys. Big news on Daniel Bryan. The truth on Daniel Bryan and what WWE has not told you about his injury. Part 2. I'll see you guys there. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later.